Welcome to the School of Travel's podcast. I'm your host, Becky Gillespie, and each week I bring you stories of how travel can truly change your life if you take the chance to get out on the road and step out of your comfort zone. My guests also share travel tips and lessons they've learned along the way, which I hope inspires you to let travel be your teacher. Hello, listeners. This week I am very excited to bring you my interview with Nami Kinoshita, manager of Jaho Coffee Japan, which is about to open up their second location next month in Tokyo. What really inspired me with my interview with Nami was just how much the life that she currently has now has been inspired by trips that she's taken. You can take trips and then be led to places that you never imagined. And it can even awaken a passion or give you a brand new job just by meeting someone on a trip. So the power of travel is real. So without further ado, here is my interview with Nami. Welcome to episode 5 of the School of Travel's podcast. This morning, I'm very excited to be joined by Nami Kinoshita, owner of Jaho Coffee in Nakameguro, Tokyo. Soon to be Jaho Coffee in Mita Tamachi area of Tokyo. Is that right, Nami?
Yeah, that's right.
Congratulations, by the way, on having this excellent cafe we're in right now in Nakameguro. And you must be excited about having a second place.
Yeah, actually, I'm so lucky to start a coffee store here in Nakameguro. And then so maybe like early November, this November, so the new Jaho will start.
That's so cool. That's exciting. So, okay, as you know, Nami, on this podcast, we love to talk about travel history of people and how travel teaches you about life. So let's start. First of all, can you tell us about yourself? Where are you from? And your background?
So I grew up in Japan. Do you know Yokohama?
Oh yes, I know Yokohama.
City, yeah, it's kind of like a big city. And so I grew up Yokohama.
How far is it from like central Tokyo?
Actually, I think like it's 30 minutes by train.
Okay, so not that far.
And so I went to university. My major was fashion design. Yeah, I studied fashion design for 4 years. Really? And then I went to Canada for 1 year. Was working for the visa. And so I inspired a lot of like different cultures there. And actually, so I really love like a coffee culture in Canada. And then so I just switched. I switched like my life to coffee.
Yeah. Oh, really?
From fashion design. So now, yeah, I'm owner of coffee store. Here.
Okay,
yeah.
so it was really like in university for you that everything changed.
Yeah, that's right.
When you were a child, were you interested in travel or things outside of Japan or even outside of Yokohama?
Actually, when I was a child, so I have never been to abroad. Actually, yeah. My first travel is going to Korea when I was 18, but just only like 2 weeks, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that with friends or?
With my like a best friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's Korean, and yeah, but my big biggest like travel is like a working holiday in Canada.
Was it 1 year?
1 year. Yes. Actually, I lived in Vancouver, but I went to a lot of places like Halifax. It was so beautiful. Halifax and Niagara, Toronto, Ottawa. Oh, I went to Yellowknife. Do you know Yellowknife?
Yeah, well, I know it, but I've never been. Yeah. That's a really remote area, right?
Yeah, that's right. To see Aurora Borealis.
I've always wanted to see that.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Did you get to see it?
Yeah, just like a small like a flash. How do you say, like a break?
Yeah. Like a flash of light. Or,
that's right.
It looks like they always look like waves to me.
Yeah, but all over else is so beautiful. But I think like the culture in like Yellowknife was so amazing. It's totally different from like Japan, of course.
Yeah. What are the people like in Yellowknife? I imagine they must be like almost like a pioneer type of person, like a tough person who lives in this cold weather.
Yeah, actually, I have never seen like how is it, native Canadian?
Really?
Yeah. But there was some like a native Canadian there, and the museum, native Canadian museum, I think. And I had a buffalo burger.
I think that's important too when you try the food of the local area.
Yeah, that's right.
You get in touch more with that culture.
That's right. Food is like everything to me.
Yes, and now it seems coffee as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wow. So, did you go on family vacations when you were a child, or?
Actually, I went to just only Hakone, or like in like a domestic.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not like an hour from Tokyo, or.
That's right. Because like my parents, I think like they had never been to abroad. I think like they have no passport.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's common for
Yeah.
people from many countries to not.
That's right, but I don't know why I interested in like traveling. Oh, maybe like fashion. Maybe like when I was studied on fashion design, so maybe I have to read a lot of like a book and a magazine, and in English, right?
Right.
Yeah. So maybe like yeah.
Was
And
there
then-
one culture when you were doing fashion design that like really you felt connected with? For example, for me, I always loved India in movies when I was a
okay.
child. Did you have one culture that you, or one type of fashion that you really?
Actually, I really like how to say like a fantasy like a Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings.
And that'd be from
like,
all over.
Yeah,
Like New Zealand.
maybe like I really love that costume, and so I study on like a ballet costume as well. So maybe like it's not like our usual like fashion design.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it sounds. I mean, all of that sounds quite exotic.
Yeah, that's right.
You start looking out, right? And so then you went to Korea when you were 18, as you said,
yeah.
with your friend. And
yeah.
did you find that was pretty easy to go? I mean, I know it's not that far from Japan, but
yeah.
it's a big step to finally take that trip.
Yeah, because like it was my first time. Yeah, to upload. I was so surprised because like Korea is so like close to Japan, right?
Yes.
But they have really different culture, and the food was totally different, right? Yeah.
It's spicy.
That's so,
I feel that was
yeah, it was
a
so
huge
spicy.
difference,
Yeah.
yeah.
And actually, my friend took me to her family place. So I had a lot of like, how do you say family food?
Like home cooked meals.
Yeah, home cooked meal. That's right.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. It's everything different from Japan.
I have to ask, how did you meet your Korean friend? Did she invite you to Korea, or did you say, "Hey, I want to go. Let's go"?
Actually, so I met her when I was 12 in high school, junior high school. Yeah, and so just she was Korean, but yeah, that's it.
There are people that, when I was really young in school, that they don't ever make friends with people from other places. But it's interesting you were already, I think, interested in.
Yeah, but I didn't care about she was Korean or Japanese. Yeah, she can speak like a friendly Japanese as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So eventually she got to introduce you to family
Yeah,
in
and
Korea.
it's a-
That's really neat.
And so when we are graduated from high school, so let's go somewhere to travel to abroad. And so she said, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to my place." And so, do you want to join me?
Oh, so she invited you. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, sounds so cool.
Was there any trip that you took by yourself or with another friend between Korea and going to Canada?
I went to summer school in the States just only for 1 month, I think.
Which part of the U.S. did you choose?
California. But like California sounds so nice, and I went to Oxnard. Do you know Oxnard?
Okay, I have heard of Oxnard.
It was very nice, but it's so countryside. But it was a nice experience.
I think you'd probably get to speak a lot of English there. And
Yeah, I had to, but it was so difficult to me.
did
So-
you get to see L.A. and San Francisco?
Oh yeah, I went
you were
there. I went
San
there.
Diego.
When I went there, so I have no idea of like speaking English, and I couldn't like communicate with people there. So Actually, it's not really good memory to me.
Oh, it was very hard.
It's so hard.
And it's so confusing, I bet.
Yeah, but it's very, very good experience. So I noticed, I have to speak English. I have to learn English more.
I think it's good for all of us traveling to learn some of that local language. Well, first of all, have you ever traveled alone?
Yes.
You
Actually,
have?
yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I usually travel by myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, because I really love to spend with my friend and boyfriend family as well. But if I went to travel by myself, I can meet lots of people. Yeah, and it's free, so freedom.
You decide when you're leaving that
Yeah.
day and where you're going.
I really love travel by myself.
Or do you ever feel lonely when you travel by yourself, or scared?
No, I don't think so. But sometimes, I wanna have a hot pot. Yeah, hot pot and a big big BBQ. Oh, I wanna share this food with someone, right? I met a lot of good people there.
Yeah, I find I'm very rarely lonely when I travel by myself too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything exciting. So. Yeah.
I think people who are listening to this podcast should not be afraid of solo travel, even if you're a woman and you think.
Yes. And I think maybe SNS, a lot of SNS to Instagram and Facebook and Line.
Yeah, lots of messaging services.
Yeah. If I think lonely, maybe I will message someone and I'm here and I enjoy here.
Yeah, it's not the same as 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's very easy to contact people.
That's right.
Or even do you ever use certain tools that help you meet people in the city? Like there's meetup groups.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever done that before when you're traveling?
Yes. I went to England. England 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I stayed hostel. That hostel has a 24 hours pub. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about staying in a place like that.
Yeah, but when I come back to hostel, so I can meet a lot of people drinking at the pub and talking my traveling and everything. So
Okay, so you didn't have that was already at the hostel. You didn't have to use any kind of technology to find them. They were
that's
there.
right.
Okay, but then it's great because you can add them on Instagram or
yeah,
and always be connected.
Instagram is nice. I think.
Great. Well, it sounds like when you travel, you're quite social. I think that helps, but you don't have to be that way to meet people. This is a hard question, but what is the best or one of the best trips you've ever taken?
Trips. I've been to the States, Canada, Korea, and England, Fiji. I went a lot. I can't say the best, but I have a roommate. She was so nice. So her name is Nana, and so her help coffee stores, a lot of a design or a lot of advice. And I met her in Fiji.
Really?
Yeah, in Fiji. Yeah.
And she was Japanese.
Yes,
but
she's
you just
Japanese.
happened to meet her there. How did you guys meet there in Fiji?
Actually, we stayed a big condominium. And there are so many Japanese, and there are so many Australian, and we enjoyed 3 weeks there, and I had a very good time in Fiji because there's blue sky, blue ocean, and the skydiving and surfing. Yeah, and so what was the most biggest things is I could meet her.
Some of our best friends, I think, are the people we meet traveling because we have that same spirit, you know.
I think Fiji is the best because I can meet best friend, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a great reason. Did you guys meet just walking around the complex or at a meal?
There were so many people in Fiji, so friendly, so friendly. We drank alcohol every day, and so we talked about our life and travel a lot there. Yeah, she is she always like smiling, and she went to art university, and we talked about like design, and I saw her works. It was so beautiful, and I told her, okay, so please, Nana, please like draw draw the picture for my coffee store. Yeah,
Great.
and then maybe like that's gonna be Leo, I think. Yeah.
How long ago did you guys meet?
I think like 7 years ago, I think. Yeah.
And eventually you became roommates.
Yeah.
Wow.
And maybe we will be business partners as well.
I see.
Yeah, I think
Is she
so.
helping also with the Mita
Yeah.
Cafe?
Right.
So she kind of helped design this. We're
Yeah.
looking at this right now, listeners, like this.
Yeah, I like a
Yeah, this
logo.
front. Oh, the logo,
Yeah,
right?
logo
The
stuff.
logo is like an infinity design, but a
Yeah.
little bit tighter. Yep.
Actually,
Oh.
that's not like a design is by my like a business partner.
Uh-huh.
I have a business partner in Boston. Yeah.
Can you
Good.
tell me a little bit about your business partner? He sounds very interesting.
Oh yeah, he's so funny. Yeah. He started Jaho Coffee in Salem and Boston when he was in university, 22 or 21 years old, and I think Jaho Coffee will be 12th anniversary soon, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were the first Tokyo
Yeah,
branch
yeah.
of Jaho Coffee.
That's
Okay.
right. Yeah, I met him at the coffee store in Tokyo where I used to work. He was customer.
Oh.
Yeah, and he said like, "Oh, I'm coffee owner in Boston, and please come to Boston." And I said yes.
Oh.
Yeah, and maybe like half years later.
6 months later.
Yeah, I went to New York for a trip for 1 week by myself. Yeah, and I had a lot of time, so I just thought, oh, just only like 4 hours by bus to go into Boston, right? And I went there, and he was so surprised. Oh my God, you said yes, and you said yes, and you came here. Yeah, and so we talked about lots, and yeah, we keep in touch a lot on like a messenger. And he said to me, "Nami, please work at the Boston new store." And then so I went to Boston for a few months, and so but it's different to get visa. So we talked about a lot, and so okay, so we're gonna make like a new store in Tokyo.
Oh.
Making a coffee store in Tokyo as his dream. So yeah.
And he'd been here before. I mean, he knew from
Yeah.
meeting you here.
And he really loved Tokyo as well. He used to live in Tokyo for one year when he was high school, I think.
So, I mean, you're just, I think, showing listeners that how much travel can just change your life. It sounds like your best friend is from one trip, and then you're the person who gave you the job you have now, really, and helped you start your own place here.
Yeah,
That-
traveling is nice.
Yeah.
Nice to meeting very good people.
Yeah,
in my life.
It opens
Yeah.
doors. You said yes, right?
Yeah.
And look what happened. Well, I'm going to change gears a little
Okay.
bit here,
Alright.
and I am going to ask you a question I love to hear the answer to, which is about packing.
Packing. Okay.
So, sounds like you've taken a lot of trips, especially alone, and to many places. What are the 3 things that you find yourself packing every time that are, kind of like unique items?
Okay. なんだろうな what I pack.
This coffee is good, by the way.
Oh, really?
This iced coffee. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
having another one.
Yeah.
After
This
this.
coffee beans from Indonesia. It's a little strong taste. It's good for your
It's good,
morning.
good for the morning. Yes.
What I pack? Okay, but I always bring my like a favorite dress. Yeah.
Yes.
Favorite dress. I don't know. I didn't know like I use it. I just packed my like a very like a favorite dress and favorite shoes with dress.
Yeah. I think that's important because you never know when you're going to go to a nice
Yeah,
place
that's right,
and
that's
feel your best in your favorite dress. Yeah.
I really love like a drink at the pub or local restaurant, but sometimes like I got a very good opportunity to meet like a different type of like people. And so suddenly, so I needed like a very good, like a, how to say it, like
A fancy dress.
dress, yeah.
Yeah, go to a fancy place.
Yeah, that's why. The dress and the shoes, and my business card.
Very important.
Yeah, because like I meet a lot of like people there. So not like a business, but so people want to know me, and so business card is easier.
It's quick. They can
Quick one.
keep it in their bag.
What else? That's very Japanese things. Miso soup, like instant miso soup.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Yeah, sometimes miso soup is like a kind of, how do you say, like soul food for me. And I really love to eat different like countries' food, but sometimes I wanna like relax. Miso soup works that.
It's
Yeah.
really easy to make,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And actually, Japanese miso soup is instant miso soup. It's so nice, and sometimes I introduce like myself with business card and a miso soup. Hey,
That's great.
yeah, that's very like Japanese style.
Because really, you just add hot water, right? And it's,
That's right.
and especially if you're like in Yellowknife, hunting for northern lights, or I'd be sipping that miso soup.
Miso soup, yeah. I think like 3 things.
Okay, those are great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, okay, some of my listeners, they may be scared or feeling very overwhelmed to
Okay.
take a trip like you've
Oh,
described,
yeah.
like going to New York by yourself or Yellowknife. So what advice would you give somebody who, maybe a person who doesn't have a passport?
I really love traveling now, but I was so nervous to going to trip by myself first. One of it is like my English skill. I think like people have little like English skill. Maybe English skill is like kind of like our safety, because like if something happened, I can describe with my like a little vocabulary in English. So learning English is very nice. And before I'm going to traveling, I got a lot of information from like a website or Twitter, Facebook. Because like some place is not like so safe. When I went to India, I had so many like information there, but sometimes like I couldn't go out because like a terrorist and a demonstration. So yeah, maybe I had to know the like a schedule and what should I do if it's happened, or information.
Okay, so knowledge is power. It seems to be
that's
what you're
right.
saying, including English, including
Yeah.
just read before
Yes,
you go.
knowledge is power. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it, I think.
Yeah, just prepare with information.
Just to prepare, yeah, that's right.
Where would you like to travel next? I'm just curious, do you have a future travel dream you haven't experienced yet?
Now I was thinking going to Boston as like my favorite city.
Why do you like Boston? I've never been to Boston,
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah. I've
Okay,
been
so
to
I'm
New
not
York.
I say Boston, but I mean like Salem. Do you know Salem? Salem is a very like a small town, 30 minutes by train from Boston, and it's called Witch Town.
Oh, that's Salem.
Yeah. That's Salem, yeah.
I know there's a Salem in Oregon as well,
Yeah.
but this is the Salem
Yes.
of
that's
American
right.
history.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So witches were burned there at the
I've never
stake.
seen witch there. But the Jaho Coffee started from Salem. I was so surprised. Oh my god, so cute town. Yeah, and the people are so friendly. I want to go there. I want to come back there.
What season is the best to visit Salem?
Oh, I think spring to autumn.
I bet the leaves are very beautiful
Yeah,
there.
but Boston and Salem is so cold in winter. It's snowing. Yeah, I don't get used to it, so I won't there.
I see,
I won't there
I see.
in the winter season. Yeah.
Thank you very much
okay.
for joining us today.
Yeah,
I know
thank
you've
you
got to
very
start
much.
opening the cafe here.
Yeah.
So if people want to find you, where can they find you? Do you have an Instagram for
Yeah.
Jaho Coffee or?
Yeah. Instagram, Jaho Coffee Japan, and my personal Instagram as well. Yes.
Okay. We'll put that on the website.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nami.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you for sharing. And I hope you continue to enjoy your travels.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And let's get some more coffee.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that interview with Nami, and I want to leave you with some more information from our interview. First of all, to spell Jaho Coffee, it's Jaho. So you can find Nami at Jaho Coffee Japan. Also, her personal account that she mentions is NamiKnst. So I hope you can follow her on Instagram. And the second location in Tokyo that she mentions will be opening next month. We will have the address for that new location, the current one that's in Nakameguro in Tokyo, and also the original Jaho Coffee, as she mentions, that was started by the man who visited her in Japan. We'll put the address for that too, which is in Salem, Massachusetts. By the way, what a perfect location to mention in our Halloween week episode. I've never visited Salem, but I cannot imagine how beautifully decorated it would be this week. This week's travel quote is, "People don't take trips, trips take people," by John Steinbeck. So, which trip is going to take you next, listeners? And where is it going to take you? Tweet me at the School of Travels. And I want to leave a plug before I go for next week's episode. I do an interview with a guy who by far has traveled more than any of my other interviewees. He has now been to more than 100 countries. He is going to blow you away with the stories that he has from travel, and he is a fantastic storyteller. So you definitely want to check out next week's episode. Happy Halloween, listeners, and see you next week. Thanks for listening to the School of Travels podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love for you to subscribe and leave us a rating wherever you get your podcasts. Special thanks to The Sam Chase for allowing us to use their song, In a Perfect World. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode, and remember to always let travel be your teacher.
If you keep your options open, there are places you will go. They will treat you like the kings and queens your parents thought you'd be when you were born. You'd see it all with your head up standing tall, and you'd look back and think it's funny how you spent your time and money in this world, living in this